Right. Namaste, everyone. So today's day four of my ailment, if I can call it that, or being down with COVID-like symptoms. And this is my third video. This is the third one that's being shared on Facebook, but the second one that I'm sharing on YouTube. The first one I couldn't download from Facebook, so I wasn't able to share it on YouTube. But the main purpose of this video is the couple of times earlier, which means not recently, but about a year ago, less than a year ago, I've had two escapades, if I can call it that, with COVID or COVID symptoms. And both times my lungs were very badly affected, and it led to pneumonia and pneumonia-like situation. I had to be hospitalized and so on. Later, of course, I saw a pulmonologist, a very well-known pulmonologist at the Fortis Hospital, if I remember correctly, in Calcutta. And she told me that there is a bacteria in my lungs which will hit me, attack me every time my immunity comes down, and maybe lay me down with pneumonia. And she prescribed flu vaccine and pneumonia vaccine and so on, which I have been resistant to for some reason, because I believe in the natural way of doing things. And breath is my go-to for almost everything. Anything goes wrong with me, I look towards the breath to see what can be done, how it can be cured, or at least how some relief can come simply through the breath. Breath is indeed a very powerful thing, unfortunately very unappreciated. People see breath as a means of living, but they do not understand that it can do a lot more. And one of the things that it does is it actually aids the quality of one's life. Relief can be gotten there with conscious breathing. So the first thing that I did in this particular run-in with COVID and COVID-like symptoms and pneumonia was faster breath, in which I channel my breath from the Sahasrara as if it's all coming down to the Muladhara. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is I draw in energy from the navel chakra or the Manipura chakra area. So obviously I don't breathe from the Manipura area, but I draw in energy from the Manipura area. So there are two things happening. One is breath coming down, or at least the sensation of breath coming down, cascading down towards the Muladhara. The second one is drawing in of energy, especially from the navel chakra, from the Manipura, going down and up the spine, from the Muladhara up the spine, and so on. That is the basic thing. It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple technique. And there's no reason why anybody should not be able to do it with some practice, with some familiarity, and so on. So that was the first thing I did. And after that, I noticed that there was a little improvement, because the first day my body was producing copious amounts of phlegm. And like I shared earlier, this particular box, this particular thing was getting filled, and I had to empty thrice the first day. Not fully there, but, like quite full. And the second day, it came down quite substantially. And third day, yesterday, very little. And now it's there. It's not as if my phlegm has totally gone, but it's definitely much less than before. So the very simple technique as far as the Kapha Dosha Nivaran, or ways to overcome phlegm build up in the body, or to make your body less kind of less prone to creating cough or producing cough. Relax your body, stay as relaxed as you possibly can, and continue watching your breath, continue breathing. Breathe normally, but if you are able to channel your breath down to the Muladhara and up the spine, that's great. Do that. Let that be one part of your practice. And as you are doing this, as your breath is moving down to the Muladhara and up the spine, visualize or imagine your navel chakra, the Manipura, drawing in energy and taking it down to the Muladhara and channeling it up the spine. Very simple. Just do this and see how your body starts responding. My heart rate had gone quite high, and it was causing me a little bit of a worry. And over the last couple of days, it's come back. It's not as high as it had gone. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't seem to be very clear. Let me bring it near the camera. Can you make out? Can you make out here? Oh, there's too much of a glare. Let me read it. Okay, so it says saturation is 99 and heart rate now is 9, almost 100 now, but it was lower earlier. Yeah, it keeps going up and down, but it's not crossing 100. It had crossed 120. Yeah, it had crossed 120 earlier, but now saturation is up and heart rate is relatively down, though at the moment it's about 100. Even 100 is high, but I'm sure it's going to come down. Maybe part of the reason is because I'm talking and doing all this. Maybe a little bit of whatever inside me, and less focus on my breath. Yeah, so it's in this region. Yesterday it had actually come down to 80. The heart rate had come down to 80, and that's good. And chances are today again it'll be somewhere there. So the point is, by doing the simple technique, I was able to resist. The body was able to resist or fight the onset of pneumonia, which is one of the things that happens when somebody is afflicted with COVID or COVID-like symptoms and so on. And COVID is, coming again and again in different avatars, if I can call it that, in different variants, and each one is affecting the body differently. But in all cases, it's hitting the lungs. So that's the area where the hit is coming. But by practicing this little technique that I've shared with you, hopefully you'll be able to fight it and resist it and overcome it very fast. And I wish you good luck with that. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.